Ever since mentioning paying a nice Chinaman a fair bit of yen to build a new PC with a brand new 3080 last year, and then covering games like Ultra Kill, Proteus, Serious Sam 4, which never went up. Thanks, YouTube. One game has always been mentioned to me, and out of sheer spite of being told what to do, I'd take great care to avoid it. But I have nothing else left to play, and everything else I'm working on is going to take me a while to put together. So you wait. Dusk is another boomer shooter, but that's kind of a slap in the face if I'm going to be honest with you. For a number of reasons. I mean, some have even described it as the first big return to 90s inspired shooters with modern game mechanics thrown in, a genre of gaming that has really seemed to sprout its own legs and start to take off in these recent years, providing even more fun than most AAA titles these days, especially during the pandemic. Now, how accurate that statement is of Dusk being first, I couldn't tell you. I have more chances of telling you that this tweet's Bobby Kotick is gonna get my ass blocked on Twitter and have some Activision shareholders kick down my door just like Patrick Sutherland, telling me not to buy their next game. But what I do know is I kind of hate myself for waiting so long to play this game. Fast, fluid, addicting, a reason to call off from work on the grounds and not bathing for 3 days, Dusk has skyrocketed to my top 3 shooters, right behind Doom Eternal and Ultra Kill, with a beautifully recreated pixel style that you can really distort if you truly want to punish your eyes, color changes to give the game a black and white filter or more vibrant colors like the ones you see in my game, plus a kick-ass soundtrack done by none other than Andrew Holsholt himself. I hear most of the screams and the instruments are done by just him wisping his ponytail. But wait a minute, maybe I'm getting a little bit ahead of myself here. Dusk pays homage to its 90s predecessors in style and presentation, while giving a little bit more of a modern spin on combat. Fast and fluid, many have likened its playstyle to Quake, but it's also got the addition of a very simplistic bunny hopping to propel yourself forward, and a slide, allowing for movement combinations that aren't as elaborate as Ultra Kill. Yeah, I'm probably going to keep making that unfair comparison, but it's still incredibly addicting in its own way. And just like the other boomer shooters, I personally think these games' combat are at their peak when there's some verticality thrown in. Eventually, as you progress through the game, which is sorted by 3 main episodes, your weapon arsenal will expand, your enemy arsenal will grow, and will also change from farmers and undead reindeer, clan member rejects that are on fire, and the Canadian military, among a few other enemies. And these enemies will be thrown at you in various environments, from close corridors to wide open spaces filled with jump pads. And the amount of fun had from going to a slide with a double-barreled shotgun to a launch pad with a one-shot marksman rifle back down to an assault rifle is amazing. Granted, you hit all your shots, and it's all great. Its action's really only rivaled by its mind-boggling sewer system. The ship flushed down a whole bucket. You can also kill enemies with what would be a reload button, but in this game, you don't reload your guns. Instead, it just spins your weapons in your hands, which apparently can be fatal. Dusk has 3 distinct episodes with 11 levels each, complete with bosses, secrets, a weapon arsenal ranging from dual-wielded sickles, dual-wielded pistols, dual-wielded shotguns, super shotgun, assault rifle, grenade launcher, among a few other weapons, and a pretty wide range of environments from the woods to the military base to a grand cathedral, to some cities, a factory, some underground, tighter corridors. The game never lets up in its carnage, and I instantly fell in love with it. Even though the AI is a little simplistic, the amount of love and care put into Dusk, and it's damn near undeniable. In all honesty, though, as great as the episodes are and how distinct and varied they are, I've invested way more time into the Endless mode. In the Endless mode, it's basically just wave-based combat. There's 3 arenas you could choose from. In my personal opinion, I think Factory is the best. It's close-quartered enough to keep you constantly moving and engaged in the fight, yet large enough for you to actually give you room to maneuver. With the jump pads, you also have enough space vertically to basically dominate in the air. So if you're like me and you have a short complex, you can overcompensate through aerial dominance. All the other environments are still great, but Dusk shines in its combat. So why beat around the bush and just jump straight into the Endless mode? At least that's the way I see it. But ultimately, that's kind of all I gotta say about Dusk. I mean, I'm 2 years late, and I think it's a must-play if you're into this quick, faster-paced action. I would say Dusk is below Ultra Kill, but way above Proteus. And unfortunately, the only caveat to playing Dusk is that, as of now, it's only available on PC. There is a Switch port currently in development that has been delayed, most likely due to complications tied to the pandemic. And as far as I've seen, I wasn't able to find anything about a full-blown console release, if any of you were interested in something like that. I mean, obviously, it would be great to see more indie games like this that are all more focused on gameplay, faster paced type of combat. You don't really see games like that on console, and the indie market is increasingly becoming flooded with stuff like this. It would be cool to see them hit multiple platform releases. I mean, with these games, it's not a question of are the consoles powerful enough, it's more a question of is it really worth the time and resources to try and port these games over to a brand new platform? As everything slowly starts to become much more integrated, who knows, maybe we'll start seeing more games like this make it over to Sony and Microsoft stuff, but who knows? Just gonna send this real quick.
You've got mail.
And if you haven't joined the Discord yet, link is down below. We have nice custom roles like a snitch and a spy. Everything tailor-made.